Unit has been promoted, sir.
Oh, here comes a napalm strike. Okay, that was pretty sweet.
With the size of the bug problem now clear, immediate action is needed. The Mobile Infantry moves into gear to protect Kwalasha, its mines, and its people.
Command has identified numerous bugs.
All right, howdy folks. Welcome back to Starship Troopers Terran Command. We are continuing the campaign. Now, I should say this is an early access version that Slitherine has handed to me. The game actually comes out publicly in just a few days. I believe it's the 16th. And this is the second mission, if we don't count the little introductory mission that we initially dealt with. And we are now going to actually deal with some bug holes, which sounds a little weird when you say it like that. But it's basically these hives that spawn bugs until you destroy the hives. So the entire point is to get in there, get rid of the bug holes, clear the area, and move on to the next one, and so forth. And today we're doing a little bit of the base building. So these supply bases and these radio stations, they have these delivery platforms, and here you get to put different buildings, and different buildings allow you to get different types of troops. But I believe there's 3 or 4 different buildings, and you're not going to have enough room to build all of them, and every building has 1 to 2 different troops. So for example, do you want engineers, do you want radiomen, do you want officers for support? And the buildings you build are going to determine what you can or cannot bring. So you might opt to bring the engineer building, but then you can no longer get rocketeers, or if you bring the rocketeer building, you can no longer get the officers. So obviously there is some base building, and I guess what that means is the missions kind of give you the option to kind of make your own decisions on what you want to bring. But first up, we're gonna have to clear this bug hive. If you're not really sure what's going on, I highly suggest you check out the previous video, which I'll link below in the description, by the way, because I just didn't feel like having to explain everything. But it's a Starship Troopers RTS, and I think the main thing you want to take away from this is that, okay, knock out this warrior. The main thing you want to take away from this is that troops can and will block each other. And the little circles below their icons mean if they're yellow, they're partially blocked, green, they're good, and if they're red, we'll show you here, right here, this unit should turn red, which means none of the guys inside can shoot because they're blocked by other troops. And obviously there is this height, which kind of negates that, so you could technically put one of our guys on the ground here in front of a guy who's on a higher elevation. Then as you can see, they can shoot over each other. Some units have different settings or different options there, so some units can shoot through other units, or they can shoot over units. Mostly, obviously, for example, the Rocketeers are very good at shooting over units. But that's the main, I guess the main thing that sets this game apart from other RTSs, that, not the height difference, but really, like, you can't shoot through each other, which is if you play games like Command & Conquer, where you have tons of units on the battlefield at the same time. You know, you can't really do that here. You can't spam units. You definitely can't have them all in front of each other. Oh, we're going to have to throw a grenade here. There's a lot of bugs coming out of the hole right now. Luckily, the grenades are pretty good. And, okay, are they going to stop? Okay, we're kind of happy I got... Okay, there you go. I was going to say I'm happy I got the 3rd squad. Right, so then they go in, little animation, much like the movies, they go in. I think they shoot some, you'll see some grenades go off. This one, there isn't, there it is. There wasn't any bugs in it, because this was only a level 1. But the higher the hive level, the more troops you have to send in. And there's also a chance of losing some of those troops depending on the strength of the units you're sending in, etc. So there's a couple different currencies. Well, first of all, this is the delivery platforms, which are these ones, which are the ones you can base build on. Then there's the drop ships, which is something that allows you to call on new units or request reinforcements when a unit is damaged. But obviously, this is a very sort of quick replenishing one, because I think it was like 30 seconds or less, and then these get replenished. So you can only replenish 3 units at a time, and you have to wait a little bit. But these guys replenish pretty fast, so it's not really a big deal. Then the supplies, I believe you can kind of get them just randomly throughout missions. And then the war support is usually given when you complete objectives or when you complete side objectives, and those are useful for when you want to, for example, we'll see that here in a second actually, if you want to build stuff with your engineers, they take war support to make machine gun turrets, grenade launcher turrets, or rocket turrets, with the rocket turrets being like 2 points, machine gun 1, and grenade 3. So the heavier equipment you want to build, the more war points or support you're going to need.
Sensors are picking
Okay,
up new bug hive
we are
activity.
going to, I think, set up guys on both these sides. Now we get to build our base, which is really just this. But again, it's only the first or second mission, so they're not giving you a lot of options. But now we can build combat engineers and rifle troopers instead of just rifle troopers here. Now we're going to just get 2 combat engineers. We're going to save our supplies a little bit. As you can see, our drop ships went down as well. And now we are going to, I think we are going to, there we go, got some more support, which is what you want, because now you can actually build these machine gun turrets. We're going to throw some flame grenades, which basically blocks their path almost like a wall. And it also blocks your path, so you want to play a little careful there. But if you throw them even just in front of your squads, they can't even get to you, which is their whole point. Their whole thing is to try to get close enough to use their, you know, mandibles or claws or whatever they are called in the universe. So when you use these flame grenades, you stop them basically from doing that. But later on, I think even in this mission, you do have to deal with enemy longer range bugs, and there's more than just the regular warriors. There's range bugs, there's heavier armored bugs, there's, I've seen the flying ones. So the further you get into the campaign, the more you obviously have to deal with. And here is the spitter bugs, which is the longer range, very lightly armored, I guess, infantry, if you want to call it that, for the bugs. But they're a little annoying because they do get to hit you from range. I think the rifle troopers and the bugs have the same range, but your flame troopers have a way shorter range than those guys. So you always want to make sure that your flamers are covered, because otherwise they're going to get picked apart by those spitters before you can really do anything. Here we have a bug lair. This is sort of a smaller nest, the one we just took out, or hive, and it just keeps spawning bugs. So you want to make sure, actually we can probably just deploy this rifle team here and start shooting it off from the cliff. Well, it will take a while, but probably better just to start shooting. Actually, it won't take that long. That's good. And we even got level 3 off of that. We'll take the shotguns. Oh, there's the spitters. I did explain that in the last video, but every unit has their own special unique ability upgrades. So for the rifles, you have either shotguns or heavy grenades, and every unit has their different one, I believe. Actually, I have no clue what the flamers are on top of my head. Oh, a demo charge and a blazing spear. And these are timed abilities or cooldown abilities that you can use once in a while. Now what we're going to do, we're going to actually demolish these structures, build
Those MGs aren't getting enough action back
2 new machine
there. Get them
guns.
disbanded, and then redeploy them up at the bridge.
They shouldn't go this way because it's really choke pointy. Yeah, we're not going to go that way. Okay, our machine gun's good. We'll use our infantry to push up here. Spitter bugs will be dealt with by the machine gun. Actually, there's a lot of them here. Holy crap. But should be good. Okay.
Affirmative.
Now I want to... This is an issue. See, now we're on the bridge, and now we need to be very careful. I just turned my shotguns on, though. And the shotguns have a shorter range. You can see their range decreases from the pretty big range it is normally to the super short range, but it's totally worth it. Oh crap, that's actually a lot of bugs there. I probably should have rotated my machine gun. Okay, let's push up here, get these damn spitter bugs. Machine gun survived, that's what matters. We'll delete this one.
A unit has been promoted.
We showed promotion, more shotguns. The grenades I haven't found to be super effective. Maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I'm bad. I just haven't found those shotguns to be very good. Okay, clear the hive. And then we can, we'll put maybe another machine gun back here just to make sure.
I prefer a one-way shooting arrangement with Archie. And those spitter bugs complicate things. Get some snipers deployed and take them out before they get in range.
Right, so this time we get to build a different building. You can see our support center is already built. So if you click on it, it shows you it. But we can build the command center. But because it's only level, mission 2, they're not allowing us to build everything we want. But we'll get, I guess we could get an extra rifle troopers, probably 2 snipers for now at least. And then we'll get these rifle troopers to heal up. Don't know if we want to go this way. Our snipers, I don't know if they shoot relatively fast. I haven't really seen these snipers be super effective. They seem to be good against the spitter bugs because the spitter bugs obviously have that range. And as you can see, they're actually doing a lot of annoying damage here. But there we go. We knocked them out. They do need to heal. We'll get those guys to come back. And we'll probably... Ooh, nice. We're already level 2. I don't think the snipers have necessarily great upgrades. I think one of them is just that they can do a sort of instant damage shot. And the sensor flare is weird because it gives you a tiny bit of vision in the fog of war, but it also attracts the enemy units. So it's kind of like a... I don't know. Feels a little mediocre. Okay. That's a bunch of bugs here. More spitter bugs. They're really annoying. You really got to target those with your riflemen or you're going to be in some trouble just based on the speed that they take your guys out. Okay, we need to get these guys to go back. We need to get this bug tunnel destroyed sooner or later. There's still some bugs in there. Okay. We can't... I don't think we can take this down until we get the tunnel. Or I guess technically this is the tunnel, this is the hive. Blow a grenade. Okay, let's see if we can clear this one out. Our snipers push up. I've actually never gotten an engineer to level 3 yet, which is weird because you'd think they were pretty good, but they end up being sort of hard to get leveled up because your infantry are just so goddamn good at killing, especially with the shotguns turned on. Look at that. Alright, we'll clear this one out. Hopefully before this tunnel spawns some new guys, we'll get the engineers healed up. And then that is going to be, yes, done in time. We'll get these guys to come back and then they'll have one more reinforcement. We'll capture the radio station here in a second and that should be it. We do have to deal with a large counterattack coming in. We're going to destroy those 2 machine guns we have down there, and then we'll use our engineers to build as many as possible to set up this ambush on this higher position there on the right side. We really can just build 3 or 4 machine gun turrets here, I think, and that should really be it. So we'll delete these. We have 1:20.
The bugs are here.
Now we have to really sort of aim for their spitter bugs, because those are the annoying ones. But I also don't want to block my own guys off here. Oh, here comes a napalm strike. Okay, that was pretty sweet. Snipers, let's get the crippling shot.
A unit has been promoted, sir.
And then we can target units individually, it seems like. I'm not sure what that crippling shot does. It just says it deals high damage and potentially or periodically stun the target. But we're just destroying them here. Our troopers can't even shoot from where they were. Now they can. Flamethrowers. These troopers are actually out of range. We'll rotate them a little bit. And I think that might have been it. Having 4 machine gun turrets may have been a little broken. That was the second mission. So technically the third one. I played with the second mission from the campaign. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.